Great tidings, everyone. It's Jude here today, and today I want to talk about another one of my favourite animes. I want to talk briefly about Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken. Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken, I think roughly translates to Keep Your Hands Off the Film Club. It's a series about a group of 3 girls whose dream it is to make an animated film, but their school won't let them start an animation club, and so what they do is they start a film club and then they just do animation anyway. This is one of my favourite animes ever. It's essentially just one big kind of love letter to animation. There's so much passion that's gone into this series. I think even if you don't like animation or you aren't really interested in that kind of thing, the enthusiasm of the characters and the whole artistry behind it is very infectious and kind of inspiring. The series follows our main character Midori and her 2 friends. Mizusaki, who is kind of a meticulous perfectionist who just loves drawing, and then Kanamori, who is terrifying. And it's basically about all the trials and tribulations of them trying to make an animated film on a very low budget with limited time. Now, as someone who wants to make an animated film themselves, I found it kind of relatable. Obviously, the girls in the series are way more talented than I am. I'm not trying to say like, yes, I know the struggle of a young artist, but I did find it very inspiring. I think particularly Mizusaki and Midori have this kind of boundless enthusiasm for idea generation and capturing motion, which, like I said, is really infectious. And what's really cool about the way that they present that is that as the characters are imagining these kind of fantasy worlds around them and coming up with all these ideas, the actual world around them changes to fit that. So it all kind of transforms into this magical fantasy landscape. So whereas it was already very epic to hear how passionate the characters are, now it's just so much more immersive because you're able to experience what they're dreaming up alongside them. I think the dynamic of the 3 main characters holds a really good balance. Although they're both very excitable and eccentric, Midori is much more focused on kind of world generation, whereas Mizusaki is more interested in characters and motion. There's this really nice flashback scene which I think encapsulates her kind of passion for movement, where she's at her grandma's house and she notices the way that her grandma throws a cup of sake out of the window, and she gets her grandma to sort of repeat the same action over and over again so that she can draw it. And that kind of repetition has a really satisfying payoff because she uses that motion in the film that they're making in the present day. I don't know, it's just kind of nice. And then Kanamori is a really important character too because she provides kind of an alternative to this eccentricity by being more straight thinking and business minded, which does work really well as a comparison. And like I said, she's just kind of scary and intimidating, but it's fine. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say about it. I do highly recommend you watch this series if you have any sort of interest in animation or just films or even just like drawing or art in general. I realise this kind of thing can be very pretentious at times, but even if you don't have an interest in that kind of stuff, it's just a very wholesome series. And like I said, it just kind of makes you want to do something. That sounds quite dumb, but anyway, there you go, that's my review of Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken. I'm done ranting now, thank you very much for watching and goodbye.